Hey guys, so when I posted the video about the dickhead beeping the accident in peak hour traffic, I was on my way to watch my daughter and two of her friends, which are two sisters. One of them is my daughter's age and the other one is a couple of years younger than them, her younger sister. So I was going over to my daughter's friend's house. My daughter was there already, and I was going to watch the girls for a few hours while their mum was at a work function. So got there, and that's fine, and I'm not a kid person, but these two girls are just so incredibly well behaved, and just generally very timid, placid people, like very softly spoken, very polite and gentle and calm, and I knew that I wasn't going to be walking into a house where there was going to be kids squealing and bouncing off the walls, so I was fine to do that. And yes, I was right, it was all very calm. They were just, sitting around watching an international Disney Channel on YouTube. So it was like shows from Disney Channel from another country, and they were just like gathered around the iPad watching that for a while, and then they moved into the lounge room and were watching a DVD, which of course I had to establish was fine for the younger of the sisters to be watching as well, and their mum wouldn't mind, and all of that. So that was fine, established that. So they're watching the DVD. And while they're watching the DVD, I was doing some dishes, and the sister who is my daughter's age was in their bedroom. So I went to talk to her. And I just said, is there anything that I need to be doing for you guys? Like, would you normally be like doing like baths or showers, or, like if your mum was home, what would you be doing right now? And she said, oh, well, no, not really. Like, we take our showers in the morning, so don't need to do that. And actually, I've been planning all week for tonight. So I got all of my homework and chores out of the way earlier in the week, so that when tonight came, I could just relax and enjoy the time with Destiny, and I wouldn't have to worry, because, usually tonight I would be spending most of the night doing homework, but I got it all done earlier in the week so I could just relax and spend time with Destiny. And I was like, wow, like, that is one level-headed 9-year-old. Like, the forethought and pre-planning that went, it's just 9 years old. Oh, it just was really taken back by that. But that is just like a really good example, basically, to explain that, these kids are just perfect. As far as someone else's kids goes, they are perfect. So, because perfect is my daughter, but, for someone else's children, they're perfect. I'm joking. But like I said, I'm not a kid person, so me saying this, these kids are definitely something else. So it's not something I throw around willy-nilly about everyone's kids, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, so I'm trying to establish whether or not there's something that I need to be doing for them, because their mum didn't really tell me anything. Like, she didn't really, because their mum is very regimented, so I was expecting she'd have a list a mile long of, like, at X time they need to do this, and then at this time they need to do this, but there was none of that. I guess she was rushing, so there was no time, I guess, for her to be freaking out about it. So yeah, I asked the older girl, to try and establish, because I didn't want their mum to come home and be like pissed off that something wasn't done, or, that they didn't do something they would normally have done, or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, and I said, like, you're so organized and stuff. Like, I commented on the fact that, she's so organized, like, to have pre-planned and got all of her chores and homework done earlier in the week, because she knew that her mum was going to ask for us to come to sit with them. Like, you know, the chance that she might have some, you know, a few hours to hang out with Destiny was enough to get her organized into getting everything done in advance, so that if Destiny was there, that, you know, she wouldn't have to do anything other than just have fun with Destiny. So, you know, I said, you're a good girl, like, you know, but I guess you don't need me to tell you that. I'm sure your mum tells you that all the time, right? And she looked at me and she had tears in her eyes. And she said, no, actually, she doesn't say that at all, really. And I was like, oh, and of course it's a bit awkward now. So I was like, oh, and she said, yeah, because my mum listens to my sister, and my sister makes things up and says that I do things, but I don't do them. And then, like, she says that I've done something wrong, but I didn't. And my mum listens to my sister, and I can't speak up and say that it's not true and I didn't do that, because then it's like I'm talking back to my mum. So I just have to accept it and admit it that I did it, even though I didn't do it. So then my mum tells me I'm a naughty girl. She doesn't tell me that I'm a good girl. And I was just like, oh my God, just like heartbreaking. Like, this is just like, you couldn't hope for a better child than this girl, like, you know, other than Destiny. But, you know, we can't all be lucky to have Destiny. All right, I'll shut up. So, you know, you have been so fortunate to have a child that is, you know, listening to you and wanting to please you and do the right thing by you and all of those good things that every parent wishes for but very rarely obtain. And, you know, like, a little bit of appreciation and acknowledgement goes a long way. Like, it just broke my heart to see this girl. Like, it was like I was saying the words that she so desperately needed to hear, but didn't hear very often, if at all, from who she needs to hear it from, which is her own parents. And it was just really sad. So, you know, I just wanted to make this video. If you've got children, if you have children in the future, and you are blessed with a child who listens to you and wants to impress you and, you know, do the right thing by you and do what you say, and make you proud, and, you know, just acknowledgement along the way. There's so many kids out there that are just like stressed out and feeling like nothing they do could ever be good enough to meet their parents' requirements and standards and stuff. Like, saying, like, you know, good job, or, you know, you did good today, is not the same as saying, like, you know, all right, you're at the standard now, you don't need to try anymore. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, you know, acknowledgement that, like, you know, you did well today, like, you know, what you did before, that was really nice, thank you. You know, just small tokens of appreciation and just like acknowledgement that you can see that they're trying, and that they're, you know, that they're wanting and trying to do the right thing by you, and just in general, you know, because otherwise it just, like, to the kid it just feels like they're pushing shit uphill, like, you know, like they're trying so hard but nothing's ever good enough because they never get any acknowledgement or recognition for what they're doing. And they're, like, you know, trying so hard, you know. So it's like, you can't blame them for feeling, like, hopeless at times. So, you know, not necessarily saying that this particular child feels hopeless, but, you know, like, I'm just saying, like, you know, later down the line, because it doesn't just stop when you're 9. It's like it continues through, you know, there's teenagers who have the same sort of feelings, you know, that their marks aren't good enough, or, you know, whatever, like, nothing they do is good enough. Like, you know, it's an A, but it's not an A+, so, you know, no recognition. But meanwhile, like, majority of their class is getting, like, C's and C+. You know, so recognize your children and appreciate what they do when they're trying to do the right thing, because so many people are not fortunate to have a child that even gives a shit what their parents think. So if you're blessed with a child who wants to please you, then, you know, you need to acknowledge that and appreciate them. Because, yeah, this kid last night just broke my heart. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will speak to you soon.